Coming to the Tainted Tavern, come sit a while for free. We talk about our musings and devices we've been using.
Hello, and today I've got a beer review for you, and today we are going to be talking about an amber bitter, a traditional style bitter from those wonderful people down at Glamorgan Brewery. Glamorgan Brewery makes some fantastic beers. Jemima's Pitchfork is a particular favourite of mine from their range, and they just situated down the road from me in Lantrissan. The beer we're talking about today is Cwrw Gorslas, which is an amber bitter. Comes in at 4.3%, and the hops used in this are very helpfully listed on the back of here. They are Challenger, Goldings, and American Cascade hops. As I say, this is a traditional style beer. It's like those bitters that you'd get in the pubs in days gone by, and it's fantastic stuff. I drink a lot of this on tap, from the pump when I go to my local pub. Shout out for the Bog in Gilbert Coke. In the bottle it comes in at 4.3%. I think it's a little bit down, maybe just 4% on tap in the local pubs. I'm not sure about that, but I poured the glass here, my Hobgoblin glass here, Hobgoblin branded glass, which was part of a promotion when I bought a few Hobgoblin cans. Hobgoblin need to do promotions these days because once upon a time Hobgoblin was a superb beer, but nowadays I think they've been bought out, as a lot of these one-time craft breweries have. But the big boys, I think Marston's own Hobgoblin at the moment, and the beer's not as it used to be. This is the second time I've shot this video today because I started filming earlier when I poured this into the glass here, and I had a terrible coughing fit, and I coughed up these strange little objects here. I actually coughed these up: a pawn, a knight, and a rook, which tells me I've probably got a chest infection again. So I've got to get that checked out. Anyway, it's January the 4th, Sunday, January the 4th. The Christmas period is over now and it's back to the grindstone come morning. Oh joy, but it's been a great Christmas. When you taste Cwrw Gorslas, you get that traditional bitter beer taste, biscuity, some oats there, hops. It's quite delicious. It's a traditional old style beer. Now Cwrw Gorslas, if you wonder where the name comes from, Cwrw is of course Welsh beer. Wales, the country where every town you visit gives you a Wi-Fi password. And Gorslas, of course, is the small village up in Carmarthenshire in West Wales where this beer was first brewed. So Cwrw Gorslas, Cwrw Welsh beer, Gorslas being the town up in West Wales in Carmarthenshire where it was first brewed. As I said, Wales is the only country in the world where every town and village you go into you get a Wi-Fi password. So let's take it back to the nose wise. It's you get that malty, treacly type fresh aroma. I watch a lot of beer reviews and they pull in a lot of different flavours out of things, but to me the flavours you get here are traditional beer aromas. Taste wise it's absolutely beautiful. As I said, I do like this stuff. Cwrw Gorslas is a hit for me. Rating it, if I had to rate it, I'd give it, let's just say I had a rating system out of 5, I'd give this a full 5 out of 5. It's very sessionable, it's only 4.3%, although several pints of this can get you hammered, which is what we like. So yeah, it's beer. Tastes like beer. How beer's supposed to taste, bitter style. You know, if you're fed up of all these hazy IPAs with their tropical fruit notes and their pineapple, and you want a traditional beer taste, and you can't go wrong with something like Cwrw Gorslas. It's absolutely superb. Anyway, how was Christmas for you guys? Great for me. I've eaten too much, spent a lot of it lounging about, watching films. And speaking of films, just before Christmas I popped into the sex shop in Pontypridd. That's CEX. I just love to call it the sex shop as it makes my children do a double take. Pontypridd can be a bit rough these days. Do you know, I was accosted by a prostitute when I was there, and she came on to me. She was obviously short, maybe to get a Christmas gift for someone, Do prostitutes buy Christmas gifts? Anyway, that's besides the point. Who am I to judge? But she was a bit short, and she said to me that I could have sex with her for a knockdown price of £10 because she didn't have a womb. So I was a bit intrigued by this, and I said, well, how are we going to do it? And she said, across the road by the Waylands. So that was that. But anyway, I picked up this Blu-ray here, A Nightmare on Elm Street collection, so it's 7 movies in here. The reason I picked up this, when the first Nightmare on Elm Street came about, what was that, the early 80s, 81, 82? I loved these films back in the day. I used to watch a lot of horror films back then. And Nightmare on Elm Street, the original, directed by Wes Craven, actually featured Johnny Depp in his first big screen role. It was only a small role. He's the one, the teenager who gets killed on the bed and the gushes of blood shoot up towards the ceiling. It's a classic, isn't it? But anyway, we've got all 7 films in here. To be honest with you, I did watch them all over Christmas. Me and my wife, we had a Freddy, a couple of nights where we watched 2 Freddy movies. And most of the films are shit. The first one, of course, is excellent. The third one, The Dream Warriors, that's pretty decent, it's okay. But what shocked me, there was one in here, which is the very last one, which is called Wes Craven's New Nightmare. And that's not in the continuity of the Freddy Krueger universe. It's metafiction. In a way, it precedes a lot of the themes that Wes Craven would explore in his later Scream movies. So the concept is that they're making a new Nightmare on Elm Street movie, and you've got the characters in there playing themselves. Heather Camp, of course, who played Nancy in the first Nightmare on Elm Street. She was also in the third one, The Dream Warriors. She is now Nancy in this. You've got Robert Englund, of course, who was memorable Freddy Krueger. Forget the remake of A Nightmare on Elm Street from a few years ago, but that's proper shit. Freddy Krueger. Robert Englund is Mr. Krueger. So he's in there as himself. Wes Craven, of course, the director's in there. You've got some of the add-on shows at New Line Cinema in there. It's kind of metafiction, and they prepared to film a new Nightmare on Elm Street film, a new film in the franchise. That's the plot of the movie. Wes Craven's actually writing the script at this point. And Freddy starts coming through into the real world and terrorizing Heather Camp. She's also being stalked, or so she thinks, by a crazed fan who keeps phoning her up and saying, "Hey, I'm coming to get you," in his Freddy voice. But I was surprised at how good it was. In fact, I would say it's on a par with the first Nightmare on Elm Street film. I thought, I'm going to do a full review of that one day, talking about it, because I was well impressed with it. It was intelligent, it was really well acted and really well written, and it was a concept that you could believe once you got into the movie. You know, it suddenly became real. It was a great film, A New Nightmare. But anyway, back to the beer. So, Cwrw Gorslas, what can I say? If I give it a rating out of 5, it's going to be 5. It's absolutely faultless. It does what it's supposed to do. It's a traditional style bitter, old school, if you like, the type of bitters that you once would have found in pubs up and down the country. When I had my first pint back in the day, it was in Ely in Thomastown, which these days is it's a shop, like a kind of Premier shop or a Londis or something. But it was a wonderful pub, and I went in there and I had my first pint when I wasn't actually legally entitled to have a pint. I went in with my uncle. I'd be working with him on the day. We used to do a lot of work on farms and so forth, and I went in and I had a pint of Welsh. That was what it was called, Welsh bitter, back in the day. I don't know if it's still brewed, but this reminds me of that type of taste, a traditional beery taste, hoppy, biscuity, oaty, and very, very Moorish. So that's Cwrw Gorslas from Glamorgan Brewery. I haven't had a bad beer from Glamorgan Brewery. They make some great pale ales. Jemima's Pitchfork is another fantastic beer. And what I like about Glamorgan Brewery is the way they market their beer. They are really proud of their Welsh identity. And Jemima's Pitchfork sounds like a weird name for a beer, but that gets its name from the heroine of the Fishguard incident back in the day when the French invaded Fishguard up in West Wales, and she also legend goes, and there is a video on my channel about that, and you can search it out. and find out what happened way back then. But that's really cool. Anyway, so that's Cwrw Gorslas, 5 out of 5. Fantastic beer, traditional old school beer. When you want to stop faffing about with all these hazy pale ales, all these pineapple explosions in your mouth, I would highly recommend Cwrw Gorslas. Cheers, yaki da. Don't forget to like, leave a comment and subscribe to this channel. It's free and it shows me that I'm not...
Come into the Tainted Tavern, come sit a while for free. We talk about our musings and devices we've been using.